What's going on, y'all? Chuck Nunface here. So, a few weeks back, we did the top 10 favorite folding knives. And then a couple weeks later, we did the top 5 folding knives. And so now I'm finally ready to sit down and do the top 3. So, in no particular order, I am not going to waste any time. Except I am going to say this real quick. If you haven't done so already and you don't mind, if you would please click that little subscribe button in the corner. It definitely helps me out a lot. I certainly appreciate doing that if it would be something that you can consider. And then go ahead and if you do like the video, when it all is said and done, go ahead and push that thumbs up button as well. That would definitely help out. So top 3 knives. I finally whittled it down to from 10 to 5 and now to 3. So in no particular order, I'm going to start out with this one right here. So I think I will always have a Spartan Harsey folder in the collection, and I've owned over the years, I have owned probably 6 of these, so I kind of got a whole bunch of them, and then I really kind of settled on one. Now that one, hold on one moment, originally, so I've already kind of gone over this, but it originally came with that blade right there, but talked to a guy on blade forums, and he put a Damascus blade in his, or Damasteel, and so I said, what are you doing with your coated blade? And he said, oh, well, I haven't really thought about what I'm going to do with it. So I went ahead and we worked out a deal, and I ended up getting his blade for that one right there. So I really do like this one right here in this configuration. This is an Action Concept exclusive, as it came like this. But as I mentioned last time as well, you will be able to get this particular configuration directly from Action Concepts moving forward. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it won't be as unique as it was, but yeah, the Spartan Harsey folder, love this knife. I think it's just one of the just definitely a cool folder. Great action. One thing that I will say as well is really you want to avoid at all costs fiddling with the pivot when you first get one of these, because it might be a little bit stiff, but you definitely want to just let it break in naturally on its own, and it is absolutely worth it. Great action on these, on phosphor bronze washers. Just the action is as a phosphor bronze washer should be. So super cool. Love this knife. We'll probably always have one in the collection. Probably always had this one. I just really like this one quite a bit. Another one, once again, these are in no particular order, but this is going to be the Rockstead Higo the Higo X IWI or just IW for Ironwood. So beautiful ZDP 189 blade. It's an absolute fingerprint magnet, as you would think, as you would imagine, but just an absolutely beautiful blade. Great action on these, impeccably hand finished, semi-custom, custom production, whatever you want to call it, out of Japan. Beautifully mirror polished blade, as you can see right there. I've had a couple people ask, I don't know if it's coming up in the video, but it will take on some scratches. So what do you do in order to not get scratches on your blade? How do you take care of that? Well, you don't use the knife. I mean, that's pretty much all you can do. It will pick up some scratches over time and everything else, but there's not really a whole lot you can do about that. These, I thought these were totally discontinued. According to Rockstead, it was discontinued and everything else, but I did see some pop up on Recon 1, and not used, but new. So I don't know if they just got a few more in, or if Rockstead started making them again, but that's just something to kind of keep in mind right there. This and the regular Higo 2, if it is in the ZDP 189, on the spec sheets, it'll say the Rockwell hardness on these. These are treated really high hardness. So this is probably like 67.6 or something like that. I'd have to look into the literature and see what the actual hardness is on this. Full convex grind, no secondary bevel. Hopefully that'll come through. No secondary bevel at all whatsoever on these. It's just a full convex. So it's just beautiful knives. These are extremely well made. Fit and finish is impeccable. No pocket clip on this one, but if you get the Higo 2, it'll have a pocket clip. So yeah, I don't want to kind of reiterate too much. I mean, I kind of already went over these knives in the top 10s and then the top 5s. But last and certainly not least, definitely not necessarily number 1, but the Medford Fighter Flipper. Love the Fighter Flipper. I've owned over the years I've probably owned 16, 17, maybe 20 different Medford knives. I've owned a few of these and everything else, but this is definitely my most favorite one. It's got that awesome ano right there, that bronze ano and stonewash finish, that laser work right there, that kind of apocalyptic scenery, cityscape, and everything else. The really cool flamed hardware, flame pocket clip, just looks awesome. These knives are just pure fun. They are making them in different steels. You can get them in 3V. You probably can get it in Magna Cut at this point. This is an S35VN. That's going to be the most common. That beautiful Armor Lube PVD coating. They just do PVD coating so great over there at Armor Lube. It's just, this knife, I don't know what it is. You put it in your pocket. It's just a big chunk of titanium and steel, and it just feels great just having it. So I don't want to carry one of these every day, but whenever I do, I'm just really happy that I did. It's just such a, it's a mindset. You gotta want something like this. It's not for everybody. I totally get it. This is gonna be much more of a practical type of knife, and this is gonna be even more, as far as hard use folders would go and everything else, that would probably cover it for just about anybody. But certainly something to be said about carrying that big, chunky, badass Medford Fighter Flipper right there. So that's gonna do it. I hope you enjoyed this series that I did of my personal top, my favorite folders. Like I say, and I think I've kind of done this disclaimer, they're not the best folders in the world. They're not, what you should have in your collection is your favorite knives or anything like that. They're just ones that I really enjoy, and these are some of the ones that they're my favorites. They bring me the most joy in my collection, and from just a carrying standpoint and ownership standpoint, the ownership experience and everything else. I just happen to really like these 3. It wasn't easy whittling it down, but at the same time, it wasn't all that hard either, because I can kind of look at the knives that I have and go, yeah, I really like these right here. So anyway, that's going to do it for me. Once again, if you could, just go ahead and click that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what you think of these knives, what you think of my overall top 10, top 5, and top 3. What are your favorite knives? What are some of your, out of your collection, what would you say your top 3 knives are and everything else? Let me know what you think in the comments, like I say, and stay tuned, and I'll get some more stuff out to you soon. Peace.